Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to another exciting episode of That Park Plays. My name is Vash. I'm your host of today's ceremonies. And with me to cover maybe some price increases that will happen October 2025, or maybe already have happened. Ooh, very, very interesting. It is the one, the only WDW Pro.
Keeping you ahead of the culture curve, folks, and letting you know what's happening before anybody else gets a hint, a whiff, a clue. That's what we're about to do. Vash, who's the source on this one? Can we say?
We can, and let me go ahead and run you through a little bit of a story here, Pro.
I love stories. I love stories.
Yes, Disney Tourist blog, Tom Bricker, I believe he put this out yesterday. Act fast to beat price increases at Walt Disney World and Disneyland for 2025-2026. And the idea here is that with the start of the fiscal year, that being October 1st of this year, usually the Walt Disney Company will go ahead and increase prices for its theme park product. And we've seen this for a number of years now.
Not a happy story, Vash. You're supposed to start with Once Upon a Time, and there's a prince, and there's stuff that happens, and this is already sounding a little dire, my friend.
This is, well, it's not great. I do apologize. This will not have a happy ending, and it just gets worse from here. But you can see right here from Natasha Chen over there at CNN. This was October 23rd, 2024. You can see Disney World hikes prices for its annual passes by up to $100, and we saw a similar trend actually at Disneyland. This is from Mike's chat here, October 9th, 2024. Disneyland ticket prices up again, Magic Keys, Lightning Lane, and everything else. So just establishing the pattern that this is exactly what they do. And interesting, Pro, that October 1st, 2025, Walt Disney World Travel Protection Plan increased effective immediately. So it's like, yeah, people are kind of gearing up for price increases just based on recent history and what the company
now, wait a minute. For Travel Protection Plan, is that supposed to protect you in case when you travel to Disney you get hit by some sort of piece of construction equipment as they're building all this stuff behind the walls? Like, what is the protection plan about, Vash?
Yes, that's essentially what that is. Also, too, I think it protects you from price increases that may affect your trip when actually booking. I believe that's the.
Okay, gotcha. Understand. I didn't know if it was, maybe it was supposed to protect you at Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. I didn't know.
No. Goodness
scissors, Vash, scissors. Sometimes they nick you a little bit. Okay, what are you talking about? Keep going.
I get you. Well, you're gonna get nicked right here. Because it looks like these price increases might have already happened. This from Disney Food Blog. We found every single 2026 Disney World ticket increase, so you don't have to. This by Colette Langley. There, the idea here, Pro, is that because Walt Disney World works off of a tiered ticket system, that you don't necessarily have to increase the prices of each tier. You just have to increase the tiers that represent those prices per day.
Are you telling me that our friend Colette went through and collected all of this data and put it into a spreadsheet so that we can understand?
Yes, absolutely. Which is really impressive.
Colette, we tip our hat to you. That's impressive.
Extremely. And this is broken down by month, which is pretty extraordinary. But you can see right here, January ticket price increases. You can see broken down by year what these actually look like. And if you look at 2026, for all of January, there's only one day that's cheaper than it was last year, but almost every single day more expensive.
Hold on a second. Now, Vash, let me see if I can figure this out. Is that one day that's a little cheaper? Is it so that Disney can say starting at, and they can list that one? Is that the way it works? And there's one little day in January. January 14th is the starting at PR game. Gotcha.
Right. So they can say, oh, well, we haven't raised the prices of our lowest tier ticket. We're just, not providing as many days at that lowest
Are these single day Magic Kingdoms? What are these? What are we measuring?
Let's see here. We can actually look through and see that in February, pretty much it's all red. Remember,
all right. So let's do a comparison here. Okay, so on February 12th, it was $149. Do I see that correctly? In 2024, now it's $174.
That's $174.
That's pretty steep.
Yeah, and very steep when you add in like some of the ranges here from 2023 and onward. I mean, we have increased prices significantly, and again, they can raise these prices without having the bad PR because all they've done is they've taken what was a tier 3 day or a tier 4 day and made it a tier 5 or tier 6 day.
Wow, this is really impressive, Vash, because look at this, folks. 2 years ago, you were paying $154, and I mean, day after day after day. $154. Now it's $174. That is an impressive increase in just 2 years. I mean, that is really something. to see that, Vash.
Right. Oh, it's. I mean, this is remarkable data that
That's
would take a while.
That's a 13% increase in just 2 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And we've just been seeing this. And here's the thing, bro. You might think, 13% increase, that's not that much. But you got to consider, too, we've seen exorbitant increases on thousands of items Walt Disney World wide when it comes to like food, merchandise, and so forth. So like they're getting the offset there in multiple ways. And I say offset because we've just recently covered where Walt Disney World resorts might be lower in 2026 than maybe they were.
Scrolls down a little bit farther. Let's see what these other months are. That's impressive to me. Okay, so April. Is it worse in April? Looks it's about the same system. They kept the same. Wowza. So like for a lot of these days, it's somewhere around a 13% increase in 2 years. Listen, inflation did not increase 13% in 2 years, and inflation has been pretty darn ravaging to average families out there. You know, Disney has increased quite a bit on the stuff like, for example, Lightning Lane Premier. I mean, you got families paying an extra $100 a day on a lot of this stuff to get to ride the rides, even when they get in. It's like Disney has an additional e-ticket system now that's built in. We went back to that, but there's no fun in it. I'll tell you that. You don't even get a little coupon book, and now you get another 13% increase on a lot of these days. That is wow. Wait a minute. Go back up to May again. Mm-hmm. Is that straight red the whole way? Okay, there's 1 day that's there's 2 days that slightly increased, and every other day is a major increase in cost. Wow.
It is absolutely insane. And you got to think, bro, this is the year in which there are walls everywhere.
Bad data. Yeah, bad data raised prices that much.
I would say so. So this is why I'm saying here that even if they don't have an official announcement that increases each one of these tiers, they've already increased the tiers themselves to the next higher up in many cases. Let's
say this too, Vash. Mm-hmm. If these prices, if I'm seeing these correctly, you've got prices here. So let's see, and we're always told that these, June and July are not. They're not crowded anymore. Go up to June. They're not the peak season. People stop taking vacations in the summer apparently. Folks, look at this. Okay, I see a lot of days here that are $169. You might as well call it what it is, $170. Vash, if you're paying $170 with taxes, you're paying $200 a person. Yes. And then you're paying $100 on Premier Lightning Lane, and you're at $300 a day.
I forget about taxes.
$300 a day.
Yes, indeed.
That's a car payment per person.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And it's absolutely insane, especially when you figure that this isn't like the most optimum time to go. I would say that if you were going to increase prices to this extent and this aggressively, you would think that this would be after a lot of those new attractions that they are highly touting now are open. But that's not going to be the case in 2026. Heck, it's not even going to be the case for much of 2027. Maybe 2028, we start getting relief on that front.
Listen, if your attendance might go down, what are you going to do with your shareholders except say, hey, we're breaking records with those who come into the parks. We're getting record-breaking revenue per guest. I guess that's the play, Vash. If people are going to Epic instead, maybe that's what they figure. Hey, Disney, why don't you charge $250, charge $300? Let's find out. Let's do it, man.
It's extraordinary. And so I look at those resort discounts that we just covered, actually, Pro, and I think, it's pretty good, pretty decent. But not if you're going to the parks. If you're going to the parks, you're going to be, spending a little bit more there. Now, will it offset some of the ridiculous discounts that we're seeing? Maybe not. But this is the strategy here. Get you in at a cheaper price, get you to stay, and then we'll charge you on the back end there.
There was a study out there, Vash, that 50% of families with kids, aka families, that's too much, but 50%. I was being what would you say? A little frivolous in that statement. I'll be more careful. But 50% of families with kids go into debt to visit Disney World. There's a study that came out that showed that, and I got to tell you, Vash, looking at those numbers and realizing that we're talking $200 per day per person, plus $100 to be able to ride the rides they want to ride. So that's the Lightning Lane Premier, and now we're at $300. Then you talk about what's it going to cost to eat inside the parks. Well, it's at least, even if you're doing quick service, probably $100 per day. Now you're at $400. Okay, if it's $400 a day per person, I know a lot of wealthy people who can't afford that. I know a lot of wealthy people like that. You have now escaped the capabilities of a lot of people out there, and it's a sad thing to see. Walt didn't build these parks for that purpose. They're supposed to generate revenue, but they're not supposed to be a place that's walled off not only in terms of attractions, but also from the average American and the average citizen of the world. What Walt, I believe, would have wanted is for Disney to expand their capacity and keep the prices affordable, but let lots more people come and enjoy it and build more attractions and build more things. And what Bob Iger and his cronies have done is turn it into a boutique.
They have. And there's been some people in the media who have frankly admitted that. We saw, I believe, an article from Forbes where it was like, hey, don't blame the rich on falling theme park revenue or attendance, because they are the ones going and they are the ones providing the bulk of it. And it's like, okay, yeah, but it doesn't have to be this way. You can expand capacity, you can let more people in at an attractive price point, and still get those annual increases on revenue, I guess.
Well, the crazy thing too is, Vash, if you aim for the ultra rich. The problem there, and we've discovered this over the last few years because Disney was aiming for them, they're still going to go to Monaco. They're still going to go to the French Riviera. They're still going to go on African safaris. They're still going to go get their, the best sushi in the world in Tokyo. That's what they're going to do. They're not going to go visit your fake countries at the World Showcase. And I'm not trying to denigrate. I'm not trying to slam Disney. But you're going to price out even these Disney adults who are hyper obsessed and have turned Disney into a religion. You're going to outprice them where they can't afford it.
Yeah, and I think that's what's been happening. You got to think about the ultra rich, right? The ultra rich, are they necessarily going to spend their hard-earned money on theme parks every single year? Probably not. The ultra rich can't afford, like you said, to go to Europe, to go to these different places that the theme parks attempt to emulate. And so I think it's not sustainable. I think, like what you said, Pro, Disney really made the parks for the middle class. And it was certainly emerging in the 1950s. Unfortunately, it has been diminishing lately. But I think Disney would be best served to go back to that type of mentality, that type of mindset. Unfortunately, I think because the company is doing that bad when it comes to box office receipts and different releases on Disney Plus and so forth, they have no other choice but to increase these prices this aggressively in order to hit their metrics for shareholders, which is not great.
The other thing they're doing that creates this very strange dynamic is that they're making it unaffordable for the average American to go. And then at Walt Disney World, in order to compensate for the fact that there's nobody there, they're dropping the prices to ridiculous levels for Floridians. So there's this very bizarre situation where locals can afford it. I mean, it's like $400 for an annual pass in Florida. Well, guess what? It's $400 now basically for anybody else to go for a single day. That's a weird situation where Floridians of almost every socioeconomic status can go and be at Disney World, but you got to be uber rich if you live anywhere else. What a strange system they've created.
Indeed. I dislike it, and I think our audience members dislike it as well. If you, look, if you're looking to go to a Walt Disney World vacation, right, or if you are looking to take your family to these places, let us know how much are you budgeting there, because I'd really like to know, are these increases something that you are actually seeing, contending with, and so forth, or do you have ways to maybe offset some of these increases?
I have this funny view, or this funny thought, Vash, of somebody renting out a cubby hole in the panhandle of Florida, and declaring that they're a citizen of Florida. So I'm not telling people to do that. I'm not telling people to do that. But I just had this funny vision of that happening now. And somebody saying, well, I'll be darned, but it actually, the math's out here.
Well, we'll go on, the cheapest way possible.
That's right. I've got a storage unit. Stuff. It's my home now.
This is my place of residence.
That's right. We're not telling you to do that, folks. It's a joke. No. It's a joke. Easy, Iger. Easy. Calm down, man.
Okay, calm down, indeed. Well, let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you haven't liked this video, please like this video. I believe you can actually hype videos now. That'd be kind of cool if we can get one of those.
You know what I'm saying about that, Vash? You know what I'm saying? I've got a new tagline for that. Have you heard this yet?
No.
The time is ripe to hit the hype. That's my thing now. Yeah.
I like that. Well, we have a tagline here at That Park Place. Make sure you subscribe and follow That Park Place for all the news that should be fun.
Thanks for watching That Park Place News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.